People, it's me, Kinghuman. Listen up. This could be important. It's going to be a rambling video. The thing is, you got to watch all my videos all the way to the end because you never know what little kernel is going to be buried somewhere in the video that can help you make money. I don't just come out with these little tiny category videos. I ramble, I talk for a long time, I touch on a bunch of different things. I don't script my videos, so you never know where it's going to go. And it could get you the answers that you need. Like today, I'm going to, hang on, I need to take another sip before I even get into my lunatic rambling. Okay, I just got back from Vegas, and I got a crap ton of emails that I'm trying to answer, a whole backlog. So give me a minute. It takes me a minute to recover from Vegas these days. I'm not a young rubber chicken anymore. I don't spring back like that. It takes me a couple of days. After I get back from Vegas, I just gotta detoxify, and I'm back in action today. So give me a couple of days. I'll catch up to your emails. Okay. What else is doing? Oh, I really wanted to get into the Jimmy Kim email marketing program. It's the previous video to this one, I think. So if you go back and look at that, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm not going to chew my food twice here. But here's the thing. I really want to get into it. I noticed that there was a guy, some guy on YouTube who's trying to ride my coattails by Kinghuman. What's the thing about Kinghuman and his video on Jimmy Kim's thing? I don't know what he... Basically, he's trying to use a bunch of keywords to ride coattails to get a bunch of views. Which is cool, fine, I don't care. He's even using my image and all that stuff. I don't care, fine, whatever. But dude, if you're going to do that in the future, you got to ask my permission. You know, that's the kind of stuff that keeps getting you kicked off of YouTube or PayPal or all these accounts you talk about that keep getting shut down. Dude, it's because you're being skeezy. Don't be skeezy. If you're going to use somebody's likeness and their video or whatever, you got to ask them first. Fine, go ahead. I'm not going to bust your chops about it this time. But if you keep trying to do that, I'm gonna tell you can't. You know, because you're just trying to use my reputation to build your channel, and that's not cool. Do it like I did. Build your channel with your own content, your own reputation, make your own voice. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay, enough of that digression. About Jimmy Kim's program, here's why I recommended it. Because I thought the guy was really honest. When, you know, oh, that was the other thing. If you have seen this other guy's video, I don't know if you have or if you're going to, whatever. He talks about, you know, the sales language in the sales page of Jimmy Kim's thing, you know. All Jimmy Kim is saying is, hey, I make a crap load of money working about 15 minutes a day. And somehow the guy that made this video talking about it kind of spun it to read that Jimmy Kim is promising everybody's going to make that kind of money. All you got to do is read it. He says, I make this kind of money. Now, I think most thinking people realize he's not promising, Jimmy Kim isn't promising that you're going to make $20,000 a month with 15 minutes of work a day. That's what Jimmy Kim makes. And I believe it because I know how much I make. And I see, okay, I'm already having a thrombo here. So, you know, and the other thing was, the guy who did this review video using my name and all that stuff, he talks about the Jimmy Kim program without ever going through it. He hasn't seen frame 1 of video 1 that Jimmy Kim put out. So he's basically giving a critique of something that he's never even seen. I went through every minute, every second of Jimmy Kim's program. And I liked it for a couple of reasons. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly right now. Okay, the good was, I thought Jimmy Kim, the thing that struck me right off the bat was I thought Jimmy Kim was honest. Because in one of his videos, he kind of shows you behind the screens in his own business, behind the curtain, I should say. And he talks about a campaign that he ran on Facebook. And he also says, yeah, and it got me kicked off of Facebook. It got my account shut down. Nobody does that. You don't see internet marketers showing you how they got kicked off of Facebook. They show you their successes. This guy showed you, yeah, I set up this campaign, and yeah, it was a little skeezy, and it made me this amount of money, and then Facebook shut it down and closed my account. Nobody's that honest. They all come out and show you, hey, look at what I did. It was really fantastic, and it just makes me money. They never show you their failures. This guy did, and that's what impressed me about his honesty. So that was the first thing that made me say, oh, this is interesting. I'm not ready to recommend it to my followers yet, but it's interesting that this guy is honest in that way. So I watched the rest of his training course, and it takes a noob, somebody that knows nothing, from knowing nothing to actually setting up a campaign and launching it. And I thought, wow, okay, this is exactly what a lot of people need. Now, it's not going to make them instant money, but it's going to teach them the foundation that they really need to get to the place where I am now. And where I am now is, trust me, where you want to be, because it's big money, and it's easy money, and it's golden. It's a golden goose. If you can get in on it, great. Now here's the other thing about Jimmy Kim's program that I want you guys to be aware of. And I didn't think of it at the time I made the video, because sometimes I forget that a lot of you guys watch my videos are total noobs and don't know what I know. And I can easily forget that you guys don't have the knowledge that I do. So I may have to, from time to time, come back and make a follow-up video like this and explain a few things. In Jimmy Kim's course, he talks about solo ads. And he offers you guys solo ads at a price. You do not have to buy his solo ads. There are a million solo ad sellers out there that you can go to, and you may find, it's like shopping. You may find a better solo ad seller at a better price. So search the Warrior Forum for solo ad sellers. There's another place called Udemy.com, UDIMI.com. Udemy is kind of cool because every solo ad seller is rated according to, kind of like the eBay system. There's a million other ways to go too. There it is. You don't have to go with solo ads to build your list. You can do media buys. You can do free social advertising to drive people to your list and get them in on your list. All this is in the Kinghuman Elite. If you're a Kinghuman Elite member, I want you guys to go back and look at the course about funnel clicks. I want you to look at the course about buying leads and not solo ads, and use everything. Media buys, like I said, media buys. That's another way to go to build your list. And of course, use the assets that I give you guys in the money pages as free autoresponder food, as a free giveaway to build your list. And then as I've trained you guys, as people get onto your list, move them from the freebie seeker list onto your buyer's list. And it takes time. Yes, it takes time. But you're building a huge business. You can't just go into business thinking, oh, I'm going to invest $1.50 and I'm going to have a business that makes more money than a doctor and a lawyer make. No, it just cannot happen. This is a real business. You're going to have to invest some money in it. I mean, yes, buying solo ads, media buys, all that, that's a way that you can build your list quicker, but it's going to cost you money. If you want to go the slow free way, you have to go social. That's YouTube, Facebook, Askbook, Twitter, Pinterest, all of those things. And yes, it's going to take you a lot of time, but it'll be free. So those of you that are crumb snatchers that don't have any money, yes, you can still do this. It's just going to take you a lot longer, and you're going to have to put more work into it. But here's the thing. The time's going to go by whether you do this or not. Don't be, 3-4 years down the road and looking back saying, wow, I gave up on that thing. I wonder what would have happened if I would have stayed with it. Because that's where I was. I came to a crossroads. I don't know if I told you guys this. There was a point in my career, my online career, where I came to a crossroads and I gave up. I said, that's it. I quit. This is nuts. I'm not making any money. I'm investing time into clicks. I'm investing money into clicks. I'm investing my time, and I'm not getting anything back. It's frustrating. It's driving me mental. Nobody could be making money at this. I got into a conversation with a kid on Skype, and he said, Dave, you got to take another look. There's money in it. There's just something that you're not seeing. There's something you're not doing. So I did. I came back to the table. I looked at it again, and all of a sudden I went, wow, okay, let me try this. And boom goes the dynamite. The money just started just flooding in faster than I could grab it with both fat fists, sausage fingers full of money. So don't give up. Here's the thing. You can give up on me as a mentor, as a teacher, as a guru, whatever. But don't give up on yourself. Okay? That's the best advice I can give you guys. I am trying to bring you guys the things that I personally think can help the most amount of people. Again, nothing works for everybody across the board. And yes, you're going to have a lot of failures along the way. I did. You will. But eventually, I hope to get you to a point where things just start happening for you. And I can't tell you what that's going to be, and I can't tell you when that's going to be, because I don't know you personally. Anybody that tells you this is going to work for you, they're lying through their teeth, because unless they know you on a personal level, they can't say that. All I can do is analyze certain programs, think back to when I was a noob, and put it into that context and say, wow, could I have benefited from this program when I was a noob? And then if it meets the criteria that I have for a business opportunity, in other words, it has to be easy, it has to be able to be done anywhere in the world from a laptop, it has to have potential to scale up, and it has to have the ability to help the most amount of people, then I'll come out and I'll say, hey guys, go take a look at it. Because I think this might help some of you guys make some dough. Oh, and it has to have a money-back guarantee. So that people that get into these things and then realize, oh, it doesn't do anything, I can't make this work, at least you can get your money back. So I want you guys not to be harmed by anything I talk about. But when I talk about something, I want you guys to really take a good look with your own eyes and say, will this help me? Can it help me? Does it have the possibility to help me? And if it does help you, or you think it might help you, take a shot. And then see where it goes, because your education is cumulative. You might get one little kernel from this course, another kernel from that course. Eventually it adds up. At least that's what happened with me. I didn't have anybody teaching me all this stuff. I was out there blind, kicking around like a like a pinball in a machine, you know, bouncing all around. Now I know what's what. I try to help people with the benefit of my genius. You know, again, not everybody's going to get it, but I try my best, because I wish I had somebody like me when I was a noob. Okay, enough of that digression. I hope I made sense with the Jimmy Kim thing. Oh, also, I want to talk about his autoresponder system before I know this is a long-ass video. Jimmy Kim has his own autoresponder. Personally, I wouldn't do it. I use 2 autoresponders myself in my business. Why 2? Because my business is worth millions of dollars, so I have a backup. I use Aweber and I use Getresponse. Now, what I want you guys to do that are building your lists, I want you to keep your list clean. In other words, for example, Aweber, they have a tool in there that will clean your list. So before you send out any emails, I want you to go in there and clean your list. That means removing all of the undeliverables and all of the spam complaints. And then send your list. Very simple, very easy. Clean your list. I also want you to keep a downloaded file of your list and back it up, so that if your account gets shut down for too much spam, you're not out of business. And that's why I have 2 autoresponders. Getresponse is cool too, because they have their own landing page maker. They've got a bunch of tools. So go check out Aweber and Getresponse. And they have my recommendation. I use them both. Okay, now on to emails. I got a bunch of emails I want to answer real quick. Okay, first one. Oh man, are my eyes fuzzy. Wow, that's Vegas for you right there. That green label scotch. Okay, Kinghuman, I can't thank you enough for everything you've taught me. About a year and a half ago, I was in an extremely life-threatening car accident after 4 surgeries and over $500,000 in medical bill. I was sent home in a wheelchair. It took nearly a year for me to be able to walk and be able to do everything I needed to do on my own. I started back to work a few months ago and have made a full recovery. Before the accident, I was a Kinghuman Elite member and enjoyed every minute of it, and now I have the money. What? And now I have the money. Oh, now that I have the money, I am now a member again. The main reason for this email is to thank you for teaching me the basics of internet marketing. I made just enough to live on while I healed and was able to return to my normal job. If not for you, I don't know where I would be, maybe homeless. It goes on. Again, thanks, capital letters, Nick. Nick, this is the kind of stuff I live for. I want to thank you for taking the time to email me this stuff. To me, this is worth more than gold. This kind of stuff. I live for these kind of emails. Getting an email from a mom, you know, a single mom, getting ready to get evicted, and just, you know, Kinghuman, you saved us, we're stable now. You know, that's the stuff. That's what I go for. Okay, here's another email. I won't read you the whole thing because I know it's tedious for you guys. Somebody emailed me and said, hey, Kinghuman, here's somebody, I don't know if it's a friend or if it's the actual guy, I got to read it again. We're trying to make money off of this music thing, CD, jazz music. What can we do to market it? I'm not in that vertical, so I don't really have a lot of, I don't have any information on music. Music is a whole different thing. You got to market it in a different way, and it really, I don't know. Here's what I suggest. Find somebody in that niche that's successful and ask them. Because I don't know anything about selling music. I'm sorry. I haven't listened to the jazz CD yet. I will in a minute. Thank you for sending it to me. And now on to the other email. I don't know where I put it. Where did I put it? But I will show you what this guy did. Okay. He sends me a pair of chopsticks, a Q-tip, and thanks for not sending a dirty one, a molly bolt, and a piece of plastic. I don't know what the heck it is. It's a weird little piece of plastic. And he goes, Kinghuman, here's some stuff. Make me money. Dude, I'm not MacGyver. I can't put this stuff together and make money for you. First of all, I'm not going to do your work for you. Wait a minute, where's the... I got to throw this in the rubbish. I'm not going to do your work for you, but thanks for the laugh. It was cool. Made me laugh. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let me get back to work for you. I've got to try and find some things that'll help you guys right now. I'm not seeing anything on the horizon, but who knows? Stuff comes up all the time. Let me get there. Okay, guys, maximum respect. Donate a few bucks to help a sick kid. St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids. Help sick kids. Bayanara. Booyakasha.